Hi, I'd like to walk you through the parts that you will require to build a 250 size quad. Now, this is my first quad build, and I've basically gotten all the knowledge that I need from YouTube and other internet sites. And I think this is the basic, these are the basic components that you'll be needing to build this quad. So let's start with the frame. It's a 250 size, meaning it's 250 millimeter from center engine to engine, or motor to motor rather. So it's 10 inches about. That gives you a size of the quad. It's not small, and I think it's a good size to start off with. This is a light frame. It seems very sturdy, so I think for the price, I think it was about $20 or $25. So for the price, this is inexpensive, and I think for the first quad, you want to try to keep the cost down. Now, moving on, you need some cable ties or tie wrap to tie the ESCs and other components down. And some connectors here. I have some EC3 and I have other just standard connectors that I'll be using to connect the electric speed controllers and the motors. Now, you probably need this as well. It's a thread lock, and screws do come out after vibration, so you'll be needing this while you're putting the screws in, so make sure they don't come out. You'll be needing also some sticky back Velcro to mount the battery, some double-sided tape, and I'll be using the double-sided tape to mount the receiver and the flight controller. I'll be powering this using this 1820C 3-cell LiPo battery, and you probably use more of a standard size of a 1500, maybe a 30C or a 35C to get you a bit more burst power, but I think this should be fine. And I'll be on top of velcroing the battery to the frame, I'll be also strapping it down with Velcro straps. Moving on to the receiver, I'm going to be using this receiver RX601 6-channel receiver from Wakera that will talk to my Devo 10. So I'll be plugging this receiver to the flight controller, and I've decided to go with a CC3D because I think it's kind of neat to have this box protecting the board inside. Everything's nice and neat and compact. So this wire here will plug into the receiver and will connect to the CC3D. You need to program this first, and there's a software you download on OpenPilot, and basically plug this into your computer and plug it into the CC3D, and just follow the setup wizard. I started doing it, and it seems fairly simple. Now, you'll need also 4 ESCs, or electric speed controllers. These are required to regulate the power going to your motor, and obviously it commands the speed of each motor through the receiver, sending signals to the flight controller. So the ESCs will be plugged into here, and this end, which basically has 3 wires coming out of it, will have to connect to the motors. And to do that, you can either solder them together, or what you could do is basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting these connectors, so to make the connections easy, so connectors on the ESCs and connectors on the motors. So if there's anything, I could just basically change parts and make the switch easy. Now, these ESCs are generic, there's no brand name on it, so let's see how they perform. It was recommended to have a 12 amp or a 10 amp ESC for a 250 size quad. Now, to power the motors, I'll need to be taking power from the battery. So what I'll have to do, because since there are 4 ESCs, 4 motors, so I'll have to make a connection cable and somehow try to maybe swap the connector here, maybe with these types, and power up the ESCs in that manner. So the motor is fairly small, and it was recommended to have a 2300 kV motor. You probably can't see it, it's out of focus. And the brand name here is DYS. These are inexpensive motors ordered from China, so they're about $10 a piece. Comes in a little box here with their own connectors, but there's only 3 for the 3 wires, but I would need 3 here and 3 on the ESC, so I think I'm just gonna use these and make the connections that way. Also comes with a bag for the prop adapters and you know, screws to attach it to the frame. So I'll be using these 5x3 Griffin props. So this is gonna lift, this is what you need to lift your props. You can get carbon, lift your quad. So you can get carbon props as well, but they're more expensive, and they tend to be brittle, from what I hear on the internet. So basically, you'll need to balance your props because all props are known to be a little bit offset from center, so there's a lot of YouTube videos explaining how to balance your props. And what I'll be doing also, I'll be putting some LEDs, so I bought some LED strips that I'll be powering from the battery, and using these JST connectors to kind of go get the power. That's basically what you need, and what I'll be doing is I'll be testing out these components and probably updating you with some build videos. Thanks for watching.